About a year ago, I saw my future self living on a lake. And a few months later, my partner and I, along with our son, landed a property on one of our favorite lakes. Hello, hello, good morning. Welcome back to Mindful Manifestors. My name's Alex, and I'm here to demystify the process of manifestation. Because at the end of the day, the process of manifestation is quite simple, but it's the actual follow through that can be challenging. And today I want to talk specifically about the importance and the power of connecting with your future self. Because this is one of those ways that you can help yourself manifest more quickly and more efficiently. And who doesn't want that? So go get yourself a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, get yourself comfortable and cozy, a blanket, some pillows, and let's get into it. And before we get into it, I just want to say, if you haven't heard of Joe Dispenza, definitely write this name down. This kind of work is based on his work, and it's super powerful, and it goes into like the neurology and the physiology of connecting with your future self. So definitely check that out if you haven't heard of him before. He has some really amazing stuff. Anyway, so long story short, about a year ago, I decided I was going to try to connect with my future self. I wanted to know what I could look forward to in my future, where I was headed, and what kind of life I would be living. I was curious. I wanted to get some insights because at the time I was wanting to open a bakery. I was really into baking and I wanted to start selling stuff. We were even renovating the basement in our old house to try to make it a home bakery, getting all the certifications necessary and working on all of that. So I was curious. I wanted to connect with my higher self at the time to really understand like where I was going and how successful this would be and what kind of next steps I needed to take to get this going. And let me tell you, when I saw my future self living on a lake, I was so surprised. And it's not that I never saw myself living on a lake, it's that I always saw it far into my future. I saw it more towards a retirement age. And so to see my future self in the next 5 years living by a lake was really shocking to me, but in a good way. And that became my motivator. And after I left that meditation, I felt so excited and so empowered and just looking forward to that moment that I knew felt so real that I decided I was going to keep meditating with my future self and I wanted to align with her. And after just a few months of doing that, my partner and I landed a property on our favorite lake. We live in a beautiful cottage lakeside with lots of property on it. It really is our dream spot. But let me tell you, we did not expect it to happen this quickly. Again, we thought this was going to be a retirement age thing, let alone the next 5 years, let alone the next few months. And that gets me to the first principle of manifestation, which is to connect with your future self. Because when you're manifesting, when you're trying to create or attract something into your present moment, you first need to feel it, to see it, and really experience it and bring it into your now. So this technique is really about connecting with your future self and bringing that feeling into the now. And once you connect and align with that future self, with those feelings in your present moment, there is nothing that will stop you from manifesting what you're trying to create. Because when you're able to go through your day and realign and constantly be connected with that future version of yourself in this present moment, thinking, how would your future self feel in this moment? How would they think in this moment? What would they be doing in this moment? And you actually do it, you are creating your new reality. You are manifesting what you're trying to create. It's about becoming that version of yourself before your manifestation comes in. Because the reality of it is that we are all human. We all have conditionings. We all have habits. We all have patterns. We all have trauma that is essentially ruling and dictating the decisions that we make on a day-to-day basis, and also is dictating how we feel and what we think. And once we're able to move out of that, once we're able to make new decisions and move out of those old habits and patterns, that's when we create the new. And that is the power of connecting with your future self in the now. Because if you're being really honest with yourself, the version of you right now is not getting you to where you want to be. It's not manifesting what you're trying to create. And I say that with love and empathy because I have been there. I have been that person that is not creating what I want to create, but so deeply unaware that I was the person who was doing it to myself, that I was the habits and the patterns of my past that were manifesting in my present moment and in my future. So how do we actually do this? How do we first connect with our future self, and how do we stay connected to it? So of course, one of the easiest ways to connect with your future self is through meditation. Meditation is such a powerful tool, even if you're not trying to connect with your future self. There's just so much you can do with it, and you can really get a lot of guidance and answers within yourself through meditation. But meditation is also just one of those things that can be really helpful when you're trying to connect with your future self and really paying attention to your alignment. Now, of course, if you haven't quite figured out what you want to manifest yet, that is, of course, the first step here. You need at least something to be looking forward to, or you need to be kind of having some sort of clarity on what you want. So that would be like your first step. You want to get clear about what you're trying to create and what you're trying to manifest. Now, once you actually go into your meditation, it doesn't need to be directly linked to that, like my kind of desire to go into the baking and something else came up. That's okay. You just need something to kind of look forward to, something that looks a little bit different in your future if you're trying to manifest something. And once you've done that, then you can go into your meditation, or you can just kind of try to connect with your future self. But again, I find meditation is probably the easiest way at this point. And you basically just want to visualize where your future self is at. So you want to see them in a house. Do you see them in the same house that you're living in right now? Or do you see them in a new house? What does that house look like? What does the driveway look like? What kind of car are they driving? When they open the door, what kind of clothes are they wearing? How are they greeting you? What does the house look like on the inside? Who is there? What is the energy of your future self? Are they super comfortable in their skin? What are they doing? And it's really about paying attention to what is going on, how they are living, and what they are doing. What are they saying to you if they are saying anything? You want to look beyond what you feel and think is possible. Get beyond those limiting beliefs and those constrictions, and just allow your future self to come as they are. Don't limit the amount of money they make. Don't limit the house, the size of the house they live in. Don't limit the clothes that they are wearing. Don't limit any of it. Just allow it to come through. And in this process, the more you can let go and really see the truth of your future self, right? Like letting go of the outcome, the more powerful it will be. And the important part here is when you're connecting with your future self, you want to look for things that you are excited about. You want to look for things that really kind of elevate your feelings and your emotions, because this is what's going to help you throughout your day stay connected to that future version of yourself. So let's say, for example, with me, when I was doing that future self visualization and I saw my future self living by a lake, I was so excited. I quite literally couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't understand, but it didn't matter that I didn't understand. I was getting to feel what it would feel like to live by a lake. I wasn't getting the answers of how I was getting there. There was no kind of guidance in when or how this was going to happen, but the feelings were there and the excitement was there, which was the most important part. And that is what helped me kind of reconnect with them on a daily basis, because I wanted to be her. And even though she is a version of me, I wanted to be her. I wanted to embody her. I wanted to align with her energetically, and I wanted to live what she was living. And once you can grasp onto that and what it feels like to be your future self, you can bring that into your present moment and make your decisions, think in that way, and feel in that way throughout your day. And as you're guided by that energy, as you're guided by that future self, it will eventually bring you into that. You will find your manifestations coming into your reality because you've intentionally thought different, you've intentionally felt different, and you've intentionally made different decisions and moved out of old habits and patterns. And the more you can be excited about your future and what that looks like, and the less you connect with your past and the things that have happened to you, the more you are going to manifest what you want to create. And not to mention, the quicker you are going to be able to manifest those. And once you align yourself with that future self of you, version of you, and you come back to them on a daily basis, because we all get in and out of alignment, right? And you come back and you align with that version of yourself. You pay attention to where you may not be aligned or where you might have old patterns that are coming back up. And you align again with that future version of yourself, and you make those different decisions, and you change those habits, and you take that action when necessary, or you let go when necessary. The timing of your manifestations will come. And it's really just a matter of time at that point. And it really is, in a generalized way, not any more complicated than that. It just can be harder than it looks to stay aligned with that future self. And like anything else, manifestation and manifesting is a practice. And the more you work on it, the more you practice, the better you get at it, and the quicker you can create and manifest. All right, that's all I got for you today. I hope that this was helpful and insightful and inspirational. I hope that you go and meditate and connect with your future self and align with them to manifest your reality, because it is so powerful and possible. If you like this video and you like this kind of stuff, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe. There's going to be more weekly videos to come. And if you're interested in joining a manifestation community, make sure to stick around, because that is coming soon. Because we can all manifest on our own, but it's a lot quicker and faster and easier when you're surrounded by community and when you have people that are also aligning with their future self. So make sure to stay tuned for that. And I hope this was helpful. And yeah, we will see you later.